Lighting for interviews is just one of those things you have to learn to do when you are working in corporate video production. This is our starting plate, and I apologise for the model, which is me, because I look quite haggard. So I'm going to show you how we turn a shot like this into a shot like this. When I arrive at an office or a business, I am generally shoved into a meeting room or a small space when really I want a large space to work with. To start with, we turn off those house lights. I much prefer to have full control over the lighting if I can. Plus, I like to get rid of any fluorescent lighting. Next, I'll set up my key light. I found being mobile is the best option, and carrying around big lights just isn't ideal, especially in tight spaces. For my key light, I use a Pixapro 1500S, a daylight balanced LED panel with a CRI of 95 and a lux rating of 12,000 at 1 meter. Putting this on the subject directly is not a good look, so I like to soften it up. Again, while I love softboxes and umbrellas, they aren't very practical, so a diffusion sheet is my go-to for softening light. Next, I'll move on to my hair light or 3/4 backlight, depending on how much room I've got to work with. As my backlight, I use an Aperture H528S, which is daylight balanced with a CRI of 95, and it plays very well with my Pixapro 1500S. I use the Easy Box and a 35-degree grid to really focus that light source, and I love that it charges the batteries when plugged into mains power. So now we have this, but for me it's still a little too contrasty. To deal with this, I'll add a silver reflector. I choose a silver reflector over a white reflector because of the increase in reflected light, and that softens up those shadows really nicely. As an option, and depending on how much natural light is coming into a room, I will add a 4th light source just to brighten up the background, and it will generally be one of my Aperture H198s. And that is generally what I will do in situations where the space is limited. Here is a before, and here is the after with all my lights. Essentially, this is a 3-point lighting setup, but it's good to go through and break down what's going on in the frame. This is just one setup you can achieve. Alternatively, if there is a nice big window in an office space or on location, I'll balance my subject against the window and use my 1500S as a fill light rather than a key, and my H528 as a 3/4 backlight. Because the sun is one of the best light sources to use, mostly because it's free. Today was a particularly cloudy day when I filmed this, so it was already diffused enough and I didn't have to put a panel on the window.